Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Having a little night ride today. I haven't done one of these in a while. You all know that I love riding at night. I like to do it with a group ride. I always like to ride in a group ride, but I don't have that right now. So it's just me. You know, I want to take this opportunity to mention something about Frantic. A friend of mine recently purchased some of my merch. His name is Scott from Texas, Sur Ron. It was really interesting what he said about the clothes. He said that it was a good quality for an influencer merch. 100% agree. So the thing is, Frantic Inc. is the parent company of Frantic TV, which is the YouTube channel. So basically, Frantic TV came from Frantic Inc., which is the clothing line. Frantic Inc., Frantic Wear. Where am I going? So after that, then it became Frantic TV and kind of like a media company. So basically Frantic TV now, with all the different shows that I have, Frantic News, Night Talk with what I'm doing right here. We have the section with the group rides. We have the mini series, the special reports. So it's starting to look more like a media company than just like the YouTube channel. So, but talking about the clothing line, Frantic is actually a clothing brand, and I'm really happy that people are noticing that that part of the company is there, and that it is of a high quality, which is no secret. The company that I use to make my clothes is actually Amazon. They make the clothes on demand and do the fulfillment once you order the product. And just to go back a little bit about Frantic, the history of Frantic. Frantic went to a few different iterations of the direction of the company. So in 2002, I started putting together the idea for Frantic, the brand. And at the beginning, though, I was into automotive photography. And obviously I was already a designer by that time. But the thing is that the main concept of the line was more focused on motorsports and street sports, so motocross. Like the electric movement in 03 was not even like there at all. I mean, I think. because I never heard of something like that back then. Or at least it wasn't as popular. Maybe we can say that it wasn't as popular as what it is now. So I started making that. Obviously, I was very young. I didn't do a very good job maintaining the accounting and managing the company the way it was supposed to be run. So, and then I got married. I started like developing my skills as a professional, as a designer, a graphic designer. And I started working for big companies, so that took a lot of my time away for working on Frantic Inc. But at the beginning, it was really popular. At the beginning, I had it in stores. Back then, that's the only way. You didn't have that e-commerce. I think Amazon, was Amazon there at that time? Well, they were there, but maybe just, I think they were just selling books. Yeah, I think by that time, Amazon, their main thing was selling books. There was no e-commerce platforms. It was just like taking it directly to the malls, to the stores. I had it in boutiques and in a few chain stores. And I was getting people buying, store owners buying the clothes. I didn't manage the company the way I was spending money on fashion shows and stupid shit. And eventually I ran out of money. And with people wanting to buy the thing, but I didn't have the capital to invest into making the product. Because that was the whole deal. For you to sell something, you needed to make it first. Now it's the other way around. Now you can design, put it up there, and if they buy it, they'll make it on demand, which for a small company is a sweet deal. So you don't need to have inventory. So like I said before, the company went through different changes. I started doing a little bit more of a sports theme, and I remember, I think it was 2016. There was the World Cup, and France won the cup. And I remember that shirt that I designed for France was one of my most, until this day, most popular item of my collection. And the brand wasn't even about soccer, but I did that special collection in itself. But the thing is that I didn't pursue on keep making stuff for soccer, because it was something that it was not my passion. And I'm a strong believer of doing and working on something that you really have passion for. Because if you just do it for the money, then my friend, you're not gonna make it. So even though that was my most popular item, I stopped making things about soccer because that's not what I wanted to do. I also did a collection about Ultimate Fighting, UFC. And again, it was something that it was not my cup of tea, but I tested out and see how it was, how people would see it. And again, it was okay, but I didn't want to commit to something that I didn't feel. So I'm not a fan of UFC. I like boxing better. My camera is like going down. So yeah, I'm a boxing fan better than the UFC, more than the UFC. So then after that, I started working with two athletes. So I was working with a driver from NASCAR. promoting the motorsport section, and also a race driver from Porsche. I think now he's at BMW, and he's also a test driver for F1. So then after that, couple of years after that, then I started doing the cycling. And even though I like the concept of the motorsports, it was something that I felt like, man, I'm not a driver. I did it because I was in the automotive photography, so there was a connection there. But I really wanted to do something that was like more me, like it was something that came from me. Because again, not doing it for the money, I wanted to do something that it was related to my passion. So that's when I changed to cycling, which it was something that I was always a fan, and that was something that I was actually doing. I sponsor and put together a team, the Frantic cycling team, which it still goes on until this day, even though I'm more into the electric bikes. So yeah, so I made the decision again to change the focus of the company. Started with road bike. Actually, no, it started with a hybrid, and then I switched to road bike. And then after I did the road bike, I switched to mountain bike, and it was great. I went full throttle when it came to cycling. So I changed everything. I left the motorsports alone, and I just started doing the cycling, and it was really good until I hurt my back, and then I couldn't ride anymore. So I was like, okay, I mean, you heard this story before, so I was like, man, I don't want to become a couch potato. So I'm gonna look into electric bikes, get some pedal assist, and see if I can keep riding. I didn't want to stay at home and not be active. When I look into the e-bike community, I fell in love. I was like, oh man, where have you been in my life? I was like, I felt so good. So instead of doing the pedal assist, I went all the way to full electric, which is this what I'm riding here, my Sur Ron. I went for the full throttle, full electric, everything. I put the pedal just to make it legal. And that's where we are right now. The company became fully electric. Frantic Inc. And that's the story on how Frantic TV came about. And I'm sticking to it. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Ciao.
I saw somebody ask earlier where this hat is from. The hat and shirt are from Frantic TV. Once again, we will plug our brothers at Frantic TV. Mr. Jay Styles is one of the correspondents and reporters for them. They're the original e-bike news.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, from that commercial break. Hope you guys are going to buy that product. They make us money.